I want to start first with your thoughts on Tom Brady. We were just watching the press conference that he gave. Reporters were really hammering him with questions like, is Tom Brady a cheater? What did you think of his reaction, how his face looked? How would you assess it?
This was not a successful press conference. I've gone through the last 2 seasons and facially coded a lot of Tom Brady press conferences. In this case, the anxiety level was probably 4 to 5 times higher than normal. And no wonder when he said, I have no knowledge of the situation, as if he couldn't talk to Belichick. It reminds me a lot of a wonderful Saturday Night skit, actually a Second City skit, where John Belushi is playing Sam Irwin and says, what I want to know is what did the president know and when did he stop knowing it? That's kind of how this press conference struck me. I saw the fear. I saw a lot of sadness because I think he realizes this is going to tarnish his image going forward, and a fair amount of disgust and contempt. And I've seen that in liars. And I don't know that he's lying per se. I don't know his knowledge. But you're in a situation where someone around you did something and you're showing contempt, it shows that you're just comfortable with what's going down.
But you want to show that, right? I mean, to a certain extent, Dan, I mean, if he had sat up there and, he kind of smiled and treated this, kind of nonchalantly, then we'd be sitting here saying, gosh, Tom Brady doesn't understand the seriousness of these accusations.
And that was Monday. Monday when he kind of laughed it off a bit more. Today it was anxiety. It was a lot of sadness on his face, quite honestly. Probably 6, 7 times more than I see after he loses a game.
Yeah, but again, don't you want to see that?
This is more about losing your reputation.
But to a certain extent, I mean, given how this story has just exploded, he needed to show that kind of sensitivity to this. It was a gravitas. It was a, understanding that this is a big deal.
I would agree with you, but I think the answers, really don't take you toward a solution and trying to investigate to get to an outcome. And he was obviously quite familiar with, what kind of ball he liked to play in terms of the inflation level. So I would agree with you that he's taken on the gravitas, but the amount of discomfort he had, almost a bit of an emotional distancing from his own answers. So I'm certainly not here to say that he was responsible in any fashion, but he really was profoundly kind of emotionally removing himself with disgust and contempt from answers and a situation that clearly he doesn't welcome. And
a different kind of Tom Brady than what you have seen before.